Men waking up this year to discover that class oppression exists because it affects them personally and then mansplaining it to feminists as though we haven't been screaming at them for decades to actually give a toss about it might actually send me over the edge, and that's saying something because there's a hurricane about to hit my city and this is annoying me more than that is. This Sam Fender example is the most famous you might have seen, and while his take does have nuance, there is a fast-rising and alarming trend of men parroting the phrase class as being left out of the conversation when it comes to issues of gendered oppression, which means they are all hearing this phrase in the same place at the same time, so probably a manosphere creator of some kind. It's like a new not all men in that it diminishes the severity and even the existence of gender-based oppression, so we don't have to address it and then we just get to focus on men's problems again. So the men who say this are showing their ass in that they literally only care about their own class and have not before cared about the other intersections of discrimination such as race, sexuality, disability, because it didn't affect them before. And in 2025, class does. Because do you see these same men pointing out the intersection between gendered and racial oppression, the way that black women have been identifying for a very long time now? Or do these primarily white cis men only care about identifying intersections of oppression like class when they personally are struggling economically and were promised the opposite by patriarchy? Do you also see them fighting to improve women's economic enfranchisement so there is, less poverty for single mothers? Do you see them fighting for better public funding for subsidised childcare? Do you see them out on the streets advocating for free universal healthcare? These men also often weaponize their own experiences of living in a low socioeconomic area, often being raised by a single mother whose financial struggles might have caused her to be, let's say, not the best parent. But do you see these men identifying the specifically gendered mechanisms of oppression that cause the phenomenon of the impoverished single mother, and by the way, not a phenomenon of impoverished single fathers? No, you do not, because these men parroting classes left out of the conversation have never before stuck their head out to publicly express concern about the class issues in our society. You know, the way feminists have been doing literally forever. Probably because these men were, until recently, still under the impression that they could still ride the boys' club elevator to the top. And in the current economic climate, that pathway has closed up before their very eyes. Now, I absolutely adore Sam Fender's work, and this is not a Sam Fender hate video. It just means that this was more disappointing. Because feminists have been out here deconstructing class as an integral sector of oppression and of feminism for many decades now, and we have been expanding our understanding of intersectionality. Feminists have been describing the capitalist underpinnings of all oppression and calling for an end to class stratification. So congratulations and welcome to all the men only just waking up to their first lived experience of oppression. You can learn something from the rest of us, but you have to actually listen.